So, I was informed by one of my many subscribers, oh my gosh, I just have too many to count, that I did a terrible job at explaining what this game is, and apparently it is not as well known as Call of Duty is. Basically, what this game is there's a killer and a survivor. Multiple different killers, there are multiple different survivors, each with their own unique abilities and perks. And the goal for the survivors is to escape the killer by doing generators to provide power to the exit gates. And the killer's goal is to kill the survivors. So I'll hop into a little lobby here, show off some of the stuff. The survivor's goal, obviously, is to try to escape the killer. By doing that, they power generators, and each survivor comes with their own unique abilities. Oh, click the wrong button. So, here are all these survivors. Every single one. There's many, and most of them are unique to this game, but some of them, like Steve and Nancy, are from the Stranger Things series. He's from Left 4 Dead, but all these ones up here are unique. She's unique. David King is unique, I believe. But I don't know if she's unique or not. I know Lori is from the Halloween movies. But each one of them has their own personal perks. Bill, his personal perks are Left Behind, Borrowed Time, and Unbreakable. No one else can have those perks unless you get him to a certain level to where he can give his perks. Oh, I just clicked the wrong button because I'm an idiot. So we're going to go into his character info. These are his perks, and they're called teachable, right? Because when you unlock the perk, after reaching level 30, you can unlock the perk and you're able to find it in other people's blood webs. So he has Left Behind, which does a certain thing. Borrowed Time, which does another certain thing. You can pause the video if you really want to read it. Unbreakable, which does another certain thing. But David King could potentially find that in his blood web if I had that teachable. So he could find it either in this slot or this slot. This gets randomized every time you level up in the blood web by getting all of these things. Yeah, that's basically what a survivor does. And when you level up the survivor, you get more perk slots. You unlock this perk slot at level 15. You automatically get the first one and his 3 teachables at level 1. And then you have to find the rest of the perks in the blood web. Every survivor can carry an item, which can consist of a map, a med kit, a flashlight, or a toolbox. Any one of those, but you can only carry one, and every single item has its specific add-ons. And you can always bring an offering into the game. Every single person, all 4 survivors, even including the killer, can bring these. And certain ones do certain things. There are 2 more chests added to the map. Allows you to get more points to spend in your blood web. Allows everyone to start together, or you start as far away from the killer as possible. And increases luck. So they all do very different things. This one, you can get to a certain map if you really wanted to. But everyone has access to all of these, and you find these in the blood web. I'll try to find an offering really fast. This one is an offering. And if you go through the blood web, if I were to get this scratched pearl, then this eroded token, I can get this, and I can use it in the game. On the killer's side, I don't know how to switch over to here. I think I actually need to back out. On the killer side of things, they are very similar to the survivors. Except with survivors, they're basically the skin of the same person, when all the teachables are unlocked. With killers, every killer has a unique ability, such as the Trapper has bear traps that people get caught in, the Wraith can go invisible, Hillbilly has a chainsaw, the Nurse can teleport across the map, the Hag sets traps which she can teleport to, the Doctor can shock people, the Shape stalks people and is able to use really fast stuff. He's pretty creepy. The Huntress has hatches she can throw. The Cannibal, or Bubba, has a chainsaw. Freddy can put people in the dream world and make up stuff or manipulate their minds. The Spirit can phase walk and turn invisible. The Legions can run really fast, go in a frenzy, and basically can hit multiple survivors during his power. The Plague can throw up on people and cause them to throw up. The Demogorgon, which is from the Stranger Things series, can pounce on people and crawl through portals. Deathslinger, this is one I have not bought, but it's also pretty cool. He has a harpoon gun which he shoots. The Oni has a huge mallet that he just smashes people with. Ghostface, he stalks people and is able to do a little stabby stab and while he's stalking them. The Clown has these bottles which he throws and they blow up in a bunch of gas. The Piggy, basically what she has is reverse bear traps. So they go on their head and they stay when they're, I don't know how to really explain it, but instead of them being trapped when the thing is pushed, if you unpush it, they snap and you have to remove those. So they each have a unique ability and they're not just a skin of every single killer, they all have unique stuff. But every single person has a loadout, so same thing as the survivors, but the power icon, they have their power, whatever that is. This is Hags, it's the Blackened Catalyst. It's what allows her to do the thing, but the add-ons add on to what this power is. The Offering, same thing as the other ones. The perks, the killers have their own unique perks, the survivors have their own unique perks. Blood Red's still the same, everything else, and I feel like I'm going to have to explain this again. Yeah, I'm going to definitely have to explain this again. Yeah, I'm 100% going to have to explain that again. I didn't realize how loud the music is. Alright, at the 8-minute mark. Alright, so I was informed by one of my many subscribers that I did not do a really good job at explaining the game, and I think I might have left some people confused on the objective and exactly what this game is. Dead by Daylight is a game that was released a very long time ago in beta and is still a pretty popular game today. I know I really enjoy it. And the premise of it is that there is one killer and 4 survivors. The survivor's objective is to try to escape by doing generators, and the killer's objective is to kill the survivors by hooking them on meat hooks. So when you go into the survivors, there are all these survivors. They all have a ton of unique perks that they have just to themselves that then can be taught to other survivors. But with the survivors that are different than the killers is they're basically a skin of the other survivors. So Steve can be the exact same as Dwight, except for the fact of his teachable perks. But if I eventually get those teachable perks, those perks can be put on Steve, and then now Dwight and Steve are the exact same. So there are a few made up, like Dwight is a made up survivor. He doesn't actually exist in any other franchise anywhere. Steve is from the Stranger Things series, and they implement both killers and survivors from both from popular TV shows and stuff. Every survivor has a loadout, they are allowed to pick 4 perks from any of these perks, and you get perks by doing the blood web. It seems really complicated, but it's not. The blood web, you take your blood points that are up here that you earn after every single match, depending on how well you do. You take those blood points and you can distribute it to all these things. So this costs 3,000 blood points. So I can buy this, and then it opens either this path or this path. Let's say I wanted to get this first aid kit. I buy that for 4,000. And then there's this perk. This is a Nia Carlson perk. But because I already unlocked Nia's potential, where is Nia at? Here she is. I got her to level 30. And I see that little check mark up there? I've already acquired her teachable. So it can appear in anyone's blood web. And it just appeared in David's. So now, David has all the same perks Nia does. Well, not all the same, but he can acquire all the ones she has. As long as those boxes are checked. That is how you acquire the, man, I suck at explaining stuff. That's how you acquire perks. You can put on any perks you want, and each perk does something completely different to try to aid you in playing the game. This is from my Meme Build Monday. I still haven't played with David as much. Every survivor is able to get an item, which can consist of a map, a med kit, a flashlight, or a toolbox. And a toolbox helps you do gens faster. A flashlight allows you to blind the killer. A med kit allows you to heal yourself and other survivors. A map allows you to find generators, the killer sometimes, the exit gates. They allow you to do some pretty good stuff. We're going to go over to the killer, so I can explain more about those. Killers, so instead of survivors being the skin of just all the other survivors, killers have certain abilities that are unique to each killer. So the Hag, for example, can set a cursed killer able to place traps and teleport to them when they are activated. That is her power, that is her ability. The Trapper has bear traps, the Doctor can shock people, the Cannibal can, hit people with his chainsaw, Freddy can put people into nightmares, the Demogorgon can, eat people's faces, and stuff. So they all have their own unique ability. And with their loadouts, like Hag, I have the Cannibal, or Leatherface's unique perk, because I unlocked it, just like Survivors. Same sort of dealio, but I mostly have her perks on. Their power, you can put add-ons on their power to allow them to do certain things, and you can bring an offering, which you can do for both survivors and killers. Their offerings can consist of making 2 chests disappear, going to a certain map, allowing you to get more blood points to spend in your blood web, making it more misty, stuff like that. They all have a purpose, and that's basically the setup to the game. The survivors don't, they see it in the map. So if you're going to get ready for the killer, you pick the killer you want, you go to their loadout, you pick the perks that are available to you, and you level up the killer. There you go. You level up the killer, get all the perks and stuff you want on said killer. Perks, any add-ons you want, you put on an offering. So let's say I want to put on this one, and then you go right into the game. The survivors don't know who you are. You know who the survivors are. So when the game is gone in, the killers automatically have so much more information. They know where all the generators are at. The only thing they don't know is where the survivors are. The survivors don't know where all the generators are at, and they don't know where the killer is, but the killer can't kill 4 people at the same time. He basically has to go for one person, put them on a hook, and then he can go for anyone he wants. It basically resets after every chase. This game, I love this game. I love the concept of it. I would love to see it go further. I would like everyone, if they have the ability to, especially if you have an Xbox, it's free on Game Pass. Just get the game. It is a blast. I know I have a lot of fun with it. It's a very interesting concept, and it's a highly skilled game. And if you are interested more in the game itself, you could either watch I'm probably going to upload this just about every single day. You can either watch mine or other people's. I recommend Noob 3 and Monto. Those are the best players at this game that I know of. And yeah, this game's a blast. Well, thank you for listening to me explain this game. I know I didn't do that good of a job. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them the best I can in the comments. You all know my outro for this quarantine thing. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside. God bless.